When we left the bar, we went to his apartment because he wanted to show me the religious tracts he brought home from church earlier that day. This would normally be a red flag, but he told me he was an atheist, so I figured it'd be okay. I kept hitting my head on things. A lamppost, a window, his coffee table, his refrigerator door. But this was also okay because I laughed every time to make it seem like it didn't hurt, like it was all just part of the fun, kind of the same as the white Russians and the creepy religious tracts. But he didn't really like it when I called the religious tracts creepy. He told me that he didn't think they were creepy. And we actually spent quite a bit of time looking through the tracts and discussing them. Mostly actually him discussing them, I think, but I don't really remember what he said if you want the honest truth about it. Although he made it clear to me over and over again that I was not allowed to poke fun at the religious materials, he did keep reassuring me that when he told me earlier he didn't believe in God, he meant it. And I appreciated his consistency on that point. Consistency is comforting. I'd like more consistency in my life. Eventually I fell off the couch and hit my head again, and then he picked me up and carried me to the bed, which was nice because he left the religious tracts on the table. I was feeling a little bad about myself because I knew that I was being slutty. That morning while the atheist was at church, before I met him or knew that he existed at all, I was waking up next to somebody else who was almost a stranger. But when I woke up next to that other person and looked at that other person's face, I realized that it was covered in makeup. And it wasn't my makeup. It was makeup that he must have put on himself before we'd met. Subtle makeup. Doll flesh colored for his skin. It was clumping up and gathering in the wrinkles of his eyes, ringing his pores and making everything on his face seem enormous and fake and just really disgusting. I'd never actually seen man makeup before. And I started wondering about it. I mean, I didn't know if he got it in Taiwan, or like maybe from a theater supply company, or maybe, and probably, it was really just CoverGirl liquid foundation from Walgreens. But seriously, like, I felt like the makeup thing should give me a free pass. Because sleeping with that guy had so clearly been a mistake. I mean, I can't be held accountable for a man wearing makeup. There is nothing that I can do about that. Nothing. It's out of my hands. Having sex with the atheist would be like a do-over. So I'd already stopped feeling bad about myself by the time the atheist took my pants off. And then he went down on me, but really not particularly well, so I started thinking about the makeup guy again. I think that I'm probably a shallow person, I said to the atheist. I think that I'm probably a shallow person, but I also don't really care about that. I don't care about that because I feel like I'm not as shallow as a shallow person who has never realized that they're a shallow person. And that's good enough for me. After I say that, he changes his technique and things get a little better. So I start looking around his bedroom in the half-dark, searching for signs of something. The things that make a person. There's a cactus on an IKEA desk next to a printer, a jar of loose change. I don't see any books. He has an Indian head tattoo on his shoulder. I'm part Indian. There's some unwashed laundry in the corner. I'd normally actually find the idea of an Indian head tattoo offensive, but in this context, it wasn't so bad. I mean, it didn't seem like such a bad idea when it was manifesting itself on the shoulder of a person who was performing oral sex on me. I haven't seen any books anywhere. I can't remember if there are any magnets on the refrigerator. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe a magnet from a dentist's office and a coupon for a delivery pizza. Yeah, round table. There still aren't any books. My head hurts. I turn my head to press it against the cool of the sheets. There's a lamp and a box of Kleenex. Oh, and a picture of a dog. It's the only picture I've seen in his apartment. The only picture I've seen in his apartment is the picture of a dog. Dog people are good people. People who like dogs are good people. I like people who are good people. I close my eyes. This is good enough.